Today's story idea comes from the writing prompt on Reddit by Sam Jazz. A person gains powers based on what music they're currently listening to. Okay, so here's how not to do the story. A basic story based on this would involve superhero, supervillain, fighting each other, and they would, in this built up battle that takes place in the end, involve music. Yeah, that's fine and whatnot, but that doesn't seem interesting. It seemed cliche, and I do not do cliche. But this is how I would do it. So my twists, or the way I perceive this to be, or could be an interesting story, is that there is no superpowers. There is nothing really magical or anything like that. What reality happens is that people are just pumped further by music. So if a person wants to calm down, they have to listen to calming music. If a person wants to get angry, they have to listen to intense, angry music. So people or society then becomes too dependent on music, and music becomes a drug. So in any type of activity, and you see this to a certain degree right now, if a person wants to work out, they feel that they have to have music jamming in order for them to feel dedicated or push harder to run, lift weights, whatever it may be. And maybe also you see it today, sometimes people can't focus to write, can concentrate to study without having some calming or type of music, whatever their music is. So, in this reality, in this world, which we're going to build a story on, it's a drug. Music becomes a drug because people cannot do any form of activity without music. So, in order to go to sleep, people need to have music playing. If they're going to work out in the morning, they have to have music. If they drive, they have to have music. If they want to eat, they have to have music. If they want to go use the restroom, they have to have music on. So now, in this reality, in this world, everyone uses music except for one person. And that's where this story can build upon. Except for one person. This one character grew up, and whatever the situation may be, the reason behind it, I don't know. Maybe you come up with something. But they've, since birth, if they wanted to study, they just study. No music. If they wanted to exercise, they just exercise. So on and so forth. So this one character, this main character, has found a way to live and push his or herself without music. So he or she becomes the anomaly, the different person. And so here I'm going to let you pause. Go ahead, pause if you want, but see if you could come up with beginning, middle, end type of a story based on that scenario. I'll wait. Okay, so here's my take. Here's my suggestion. This main character becomes a fugitive of sorts because in this society, the music providers, which becomes kind of like the drug dealers in a sense, not really, but yeah. So these music providers have been profiting off of society on the idea that they can have ongoing sources of income, profits, because everyone depends on their music. And so when it's discovered that this one person does not need music to accomplish things, up to this point, these music providers, companies have been telling people that they need to push the extra mile to study or exercise. They need their music. So, alas, this one person is showing society years later into the future, or after so many years, is showing that they don't need music. So he becomes a fugitive. You have all these folks who want to study him to find out how is it that he gets it done. And you have these music providers trying to get rid of him. So his job, one and only job, is to escape. He escapes, and I would personally write the story without ever really having any dialogue for him, or it's not in his perspective. Told. The story is told through these music label executives, music provider executives trying to find him, and through the lens of regular Joes, regular families hearing about his story on the TV, through scientists, meetings that scientists, psychologists have, and trying to understand how can someone function without music to do things, because it's perplexing to them how he or she can do it. So the entire story I would make this is all of these different facets of individuals contemplating on this one person who's never really around. You don't see or hear from him or her, and that becomes hard because then it becomes more compelling. You never get to see this person. If it's through their lens, then it becomes the usual. Oh, look at me against the world. But what if what we know as normal is being presented as abnormal, and we never get to hear from him? So the entire story be based on different point of views, talking about this one individual, record labels trying to capture him, scientists trying to study him, society, regular families, individuals trying to, or regular individuals being in awe of him, but you never hear or see him or her. So I think that would make a more compelling story, and the final twist would be him or her finally saying his piece, speech of sorts to everyone in the again. So yeah, that's my story, and yeah, you can hate it, but if not, let me know what your idea is.